Hey everybody, I'm going to be running you through 3 major types of laser tag systems that have been available over the past 10 years and running you through their features and opinions that I have about them. I'll also be taking your questions from YouTube and from the blog that are relevant to things as I go along. Start things off with Turdo, who asked about, essentially he was describing Light Strike and what my thoughts were on it. So I'll start off with this system. This system is developed by Wowie. It looks a lot like their Paper Jams guitars because it's got the same kind of aesthetics on there. These are all stickers. Light Strike is built well, and it works well for the purpose that it's designed for, which is indoor arena tag. Now, I like doing indoor Nerf and outdoor laser tag because laser tag to me is much more accurate and has much more range, so that's why it works better outside than the Nerf does. Indoors, I mean, indoor laser tag games are fun, but, you know, it's not my thing. I'd rather be outside in the wilderness, hiding in a bush and sniping a guy from 700 feet than sit behind a couch trying to tag somebody from, 30 feet. Light Strike does that well though. Light Strike is designed as an arena tag system, and it's very simple to use. Maybe a little too simple. Got this nice light show, it's turned on. Has neat sound effects, you can change the different firing modes up here. Very simple operation. There are a couple things that would need explaining to folks, but in general, not too complicated of a system to explain on the fly. The problem with this system, there's 2 problems that I've found with this that other laser tag enthusiasts have shared with me. The first being up here, you've got this team indicator, so this thing's on the blue team right now. To change teams, you hold down on this button. Now you're on the red team. Hold down on this button. Now you're on the yellow team. But the blaster's still on, which means that I could be changing teams in the middle of a game. So let's say I'm on yellow team. Man, we're getting killed out here. Well, it's a good thing I'm on the green team. Yeah, take it guys. Bye-bye. This may seem a little ridiculous, but what's really ridiculous to me is A, the fact that you can change teams so easily, and B, the fact that they actually promote team switching in the middle of a game. If you go to their website and you go check out, there's like this little video series that's kind of like you watch one video and it's like you're following this character. I'm gonna choose this option so it plays a different video. I'm gonna take this option on my blasters. And it's like one of those books that you read that says, do you go into the haunted house or do you go home? Well, if you go home, then the book's over. It's that same kind of concept. Near the end of the game, the green player decides to team up with the blue player to take out the red player. But by the time the red player is done, there's still 2 teams there. So the green player decides, well, hey, I'm just going to switch to the blue team. Haha, we win, woohoo! That's really cheap. So in that sense, it's a little cheap. The other problem is its sensor system. For those who aren't familiar with laser tag, it's one thing to have a blaster. It's another thing to actually have something to actually hit, because laser tag relies on being able to recognize signals that are sent from the blaster. This blaster, and another system I'll show you later, has the sensor system integrated into it. There's a sensor that's up here. The problem with that is I can get hit from the front, but not from the sides, and if I'm facing the blaster down, can't really get hit at all. You pretty much have infinite shields. So the sensor placement on this is just awful, and it makes it tough to be fair, because there's nothing more frustrating than unloading on a guy and not being able to hit him at all because his sensor is not visible. So those are kind of the 2 pitfalls that I found in Light Strike, and also just in general, just the fact that they have such dismal ranges. You can't really use this stuff well outside. So I would say, Turdo, if you want to invest in a laser tag system, then you would go with these guys. This may not look familiar to some of you, so I'm going to take off its totally awesome parts. There we go. This is a Nerf brand Phoenix LTX. These are part of the laser tag brand, laser spelt with a Z. These are developed by Shoot the Moon. And they're excellent blasters, and I really like the features that they have. I also really like the concept of the LTX's kind of grab-and-go type of spiel. It's really easy to start up. Solo mode, Team 1 or Team 2. And when you've got your system, or when you've got whatever you want set in there, there's different like switches for indoor-outdoor mode. There's either 10 or 25 hits on here. You pull the trigger to start it. Starts this countdown, and when it's done, then you can go. The unfortunate thing about this system is it's on its way out the door. Well, thank you. The nice thing about it is, though, that there are actually some option parts for it that are a little harder to find. This is a shot blast module. It connects via this sliding door on the bottom of the tagger. It's locked in, pump action, shotgun blast. It's a 3-round burst that's short range because they're unlensed, so that light is just going out like a flashlight instead of the focus that a lens will give it. That's how laser tag gets its range, is the focus of that lens from the IR LED emitter. You've also got this neat little green dot sight that, by the same system, clips onto the top. There it is there. It's not the most accurate thing in the world, but it's still pretty neat. Both of these features are, they're not on the Nerf LTXs that they have out now. These were originally on, I don't know if you can see it on there, the Tiger Electronics originally came out with this system. And Tiger Electronics was a division of Hasbro, and then Hasbro was like, well, Nerf's way more popular, so we rebranded as the Nerf system. It's got this neat little recoil system back here. It has LED gauges to tell you strength and how much ammo you've got. Got this neat ammo core system that you can pop in for reloads.
Good luck.
And she's just really nice. Now these are compatible with a slightly older system called LTTO, or Laser Tag Team Ops. Made by the same folks. It works the same with this dome system, but these guys, instead of doing the team settings on there, actually have a hosting system that will allow you to link up with up to 25 other taggers and set custom game types on this screen back here. You can select host, or you can join, or you can just go into basic LTAG mode and it'll count down, and I'll show you how these two blasters are compatible. Now the quality on these blasters is also excellent, so while they may be a little bit pricier, well, thank you. They're so nice to you. And you got your strength gauge there saying, oh, you're starting to die a little bit. So these are compatible on a basic level like this, but these blasters can also host these. It's just a little bit more tricky to do. The nice thing about this system, I think, is the fact that there's a future for it. At the end of 2012, we will have a new system that is compatible with the Laser Tag brand, laser spelt with a Z. So that's one of the newer systems that's been out, but it also has a bit of history. Now, if we want to go back in history, check out this blaster. This is 1997. This is 15 years ago. But this is part of a longer laser tag lineup that's been around, well, almost as long. In 1996, Toymax released the Laser Challenge Team Force set. And it was wildly popular, won all kinds of awards. It was a good basic system, not nearly as advanced as Light Strike or LTXs here, but it was good for what it was at the time. Now, by 2002, they had still been producing laser tag. This is the Laser Challenge V2, but oh, thank you. By 2002, they were actually bought by Jakks Pacific, who develops the Max Force line. Jakks Pacific, in my opinion, kind of drove the system to the ground. I'll show you why in a second. The blaster is really simple to operate. You turn it on in the back, you hit the reload button, you fire, there's sounds and lights. When you're out of ammo, you reload again. There's unlimited reload. It's real simple to use. Even just as simple is the sensor system. You wear a vest that goes over your front and back, and there's a switch on the back. Turns it on. There's 10 hits on this thing. On your 9th hit, there's a warning to tell you, oh my gosh, you're almost dead. And then on the 9th hit, you're dead. On the 10th hit, you're dead. So, very simple system to use. The Omaha Laser Challenge Association, by its namesake, utilizes this stuff. There's about 40 sets of these. And let's see. Bandicoot Nerd 131 said, talk about the Laser Challenge system and where you can buy it nowadays. You can still technically get Laser Challenge, but it's called Laser Strike, and it's under the Spynet brand, still by Jakks Pacific. But don't bother with stuff on shelves that's by this stuff, because Jakks Pacific has really just killed the line as far as quality and as far as their systems go as well. If you want the good stuff, go on eBay. Ninja Dude 123 wanted to know what kind of ranges do these get, and it really varies from system to system, but this Light Strike stuff in general gets the shortest range. You can maybe pump 200 feet out in optimal conditions. Optimal conditions for laser tag are lights off, no interference for the signals to get mixed up in. Laser Challenge varies a little more, mainly because the line is so long and there's so many different types of blasters. Laser Challenge blasters in general, basic ones get about 350 to 450 feet. And there are blasters that can get up to 500, 600. There's even blasters that can reach up to 1,000 and 1,100 feet. It depends on the focal length and the size of the lens and how they're magnifying it and all that stuff goes. If you don't know, laser tag works by emitting a LED IR light bulb through a lens, and depending on how good that magnification is with the lens depends on what kind of range you get. And the LTXs are good for about 350, 450 feet as well. They're about the same middle ground. There are different types of blasters for the laser tag brand, but they don't quite reach out as far as Laser Challenge does. And that should also answer LSJB Brigada. I don't know what his name is. And Izzy also asked here, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the gear that I've used, and what features I'd like to see in the next iteration. The next iteration he's talking about may or may not be what's coming out with this new system, but I'll go with that right now. I really like the domed system on the blaster, but I also really like having a back sensor. With these blasters, if you're shooting forward, folks behind you can't really hit you. It's really easy just to run away and be alive with these. Whereas with Laser Challenge, you still got a back sensor, and if you're a coward and you decide to run away, they can still kill you for that. So what I would like to see is a system that has a sensor system on the blaster as well as an option to plug in sensors that can either go on your torso or maybe just something that goes on your head. That'd be really easy to see. Essentially having a more cheat-proof system as far as sensor layout goes. Now, a lot of folks who are diehard laser tag fans love LTTO because of its hosting system. It's a little complicated for me because I like to get games going quickly, and this is a little bit time-consuming to get set up. So I really like the grab-and-go nature of the LTX and Laser Challenge, where you can just turn it on, set it to your setting, and go. What would be really neat to see, though, is if they made a blaster like this that had a hosting system while still having a basic option as far as a switch goes to say, let's just do Team 1, Team 2, Team 3, and go from there. That'd be a lot simpler for... I think this system applies better to folks who like to sit down and tinker and you know, really get to know their system and get things set up. But there's too many things that can go wrong with that, especially when you've got a big group of players that you want to use. Which is where this system comes in handy, or Laser Challenge comes in handy. So having a hybrid between those two systems, I think, would be excellent. Also, as long as they have good ranges like Laser Challenge and LTX do, and they don't cheap out on us with 100-foot ranges, range is a big factor as far as laser tag goes, because I really think it's the defining factor between Nerf and laser tag. I love Nerf because it's got projectiles to it. You know, you can actually feel you can get hit. And it's neat dealing with physics as far as slinging that dart as far as you possibly can. With laser tag, I like it because of the electronic side of things and the fact that you can really fine-tune and get nice, long, consistent, accurate ranges out of these blasters. I feel like a laser tag system that doesn't lend itself well to long range is, you know, pretty much shooting itself in the foot already. This week, I will be covering more topics and getting to more of your questions that are posted on YouTube and my blog. We'll see ya!